I'd like to start out, obviously very sad news regarding Quentin Groves over the weekend. Our thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, one of the better pass rushers, to ever come through Auburn. I know Cody and Travis were close to him. As far as Arkansas is concerned, obviously last year going on the road, 4 overtime game, a tough loss on that. This year, offensively, they scored a lot of points, one of the best teams in the league in scoring points. I think it starts with their quarterback. Been very impressed with him. He's a tough guy. He's made a lot of big-time throws under duress, really manages the game well, manages the offense well. Doesn't look like a first-year starter. Looks like he's been around a long time and played a long time. The running back, I believe, is second in the league in rushing. I think he had 180 yards last week. A very good running back. Does some good things. I think their receiver core, a lot of those guys have been around a long time, and I think they're a very, very solid group. Defensively, what really stands out to me is they make you earn it. There's not a whole lot of big play potential type situations. They make you earn it. They got a lot of guys back on that defense up front, linebackers, and even the secondary. They held Ole Miss, I think, better than anybody has all year. So they played their best game probably last week. So that'll present some challenges as far as that goes. So, we're going to have to play well. Our guys understand that. The off week was very good for us last week to heal up like we talked about, and it gave us a head start on Arkansas, which is always good. Questions?
Yes, just an update on Carry On. Brett said he did some things Sunday. How's he look?
Yeah, he'll practice today. I think after today we'll have a better idea of his status. I think the positive thing is he did practice Sunday. He is going to practice today. So we'll know more after practice regarding his status.
Coach, you started the season facing a little adversity. Now you guys have hit a run of success. Just what was the message to the team during the bye week?
Well, our goals were to heal our guys up, get fresh with our starters, and develop our younger guys. A lot of young guys are playing. We needed them to take that next step, and in practice they did that. Now it's got to carry over to the game, and that's our challenge. And our message is very simple. We've got to get better each week, and it's as simple as that. That's what we're talking to our guys about today before we go out there and practice, and just to keep improving.
Is that, though, a bit of a challenge with the young team to handle? You want them to kind of prove that they can handle adversity, but you want them to prove they can handle prosperity, too?
The good thing about this team is our leadership is very strong. And the leadership will definitely keep everybody grounded. They're on a mission, and they really helped us through the tough times. And, there was no chinks in the armor, and it starts with our leaders. And they've got a good pulse for our team. Our younger guys really listen to them, and they found a way to practice and be ready for practice, every practice. There hadn't been any kind of practice where I'd say, we just survived through practice, and that's a tribute to our leaders. So as far as things are going better now, this is a well-grounded team, and there won't be any issues as far as patting ourselves on the back.
You said at media days that last year's Arkansas game was kind of the tipping point of the season. Win or lose, do you see this game could be that this year again?
Last year it was. There's no doubt. It was uphill after that game. Every year's different, and every situation's different. They're a new team. We're a new team. We're playing at home. A lot of times you don't know about those pivotal games, and really till the end of the season. Is it an important game? Yeah, it's an important game because it's the next SEC game, and we're playing at home, and they just had a big win, and they've got some momentum.
Brett was saying that Sean, really grew up at that final possession of regulation and overtime last year against Arkansas. How did you see him improve from that experience and just moving on since then?
Yeah, we were still learning about Sean at the time, and we learned a lot about him that day. The way he handled pressure, the way he was handled getting hit. I mean, he showed a lot of toughness that game, and I think he responded very well. He's a year older now, been through a lot more situations, and he's in a really good spot right now.
How hard is it to recover from a game like that where you go 4 overtimes and just lose right there at the very end?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, it still makes me mad, but, you know, that's last year. You gotta figure out a way, that's history. There's nothing you can do about it. And like I said, every year's different. This is a different team we have. We got a lot of new guys. They've got some new guys, so, but yeah, I don't try not to think about things I can't control any longer.
Gus, having recruited in that state and coached obviously high school football in that state, is there something about, you know, what Arkansas does recruiting wise? They tend to be lower in the recruiting rankings, get a lot of three-star guys and get a lot out of them. Is there something about recruiting in that state where it's maybe a little underrated?
Well, you know, I think each program in our conference is different in their own right, whether it's location, whether it's the need to get more people from their state. You know, they do a good job recruiting the type of guys that fits them.
When you refer to last year's game as so pivotal, Gus, it's beyond just the outcome, and it goes 4 overtimes, but because Sean got hurt and because Peyton also suffered a shoulder injury, and that, does that add to why you felt it was pivotal?
No, not really. It's just, you know, after that game, it was uphill. And that's probably the simplest way to put it. It's not any more complicated than that.
Do you want your guys, sorry, do you want your guys taking a mentality that you hadn't proven anything yet, that games like this are kind of what's in it?
Yeah, we're taking it one game at a time, and we're trying to improve, and you've got to improve when you play good people, and we're playing a good opponent, and we're not taking anything for granted, and we're just trying to move forward.
It's been about a month since you backed away from play calling, and Red's kind of thinking that over. Do you feel like you're a better coach now than you were maybe a month ago? Do you like the way this is going?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I see things differently now, kind of like I said before, and like I said, it's been refreshing from my standpoint. And at the same time, you know, Rhett and the rest of the offensive staff, they've raised their level. They've done a very good job. We're going in the right direction, and I feel very good about the rest of the season, the way we've been doing it.
Do you feel more calm on the sideline?
Do I look more calm?
Debatable.
Okay, my wife says I look more calm, so I thought I looked more calm. I feel more calm. I will get fired up every now and then, though. That's okay, though. There's nothing wrong with that.
Coach, the stat right now is almost 90% of the yardage from the offense is coming from underclassmen. At any point in your career, have you ever worked with an offense that's asking so much of so many young guys?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would have to do some homework on that, but, you know, we've got more new starters and more freshmen probably than I can remember. So, you know, that's good from the standpoint of future, and I think that's good from the standpoint of having a chance to improve each game too. I know there's challenges, you know, with inexperience and young guys, but, you know, the thing about it, you know, we're halfway through the season, and we've got guys that have, you know, half a season experience, so you gotta take the next step, and that's what we've been challenging, you know, our young guys to do.
Gus, how much better is this team now than it was when you played Clemson?
What's that?
How much better is this team now than it was when you played Clemson?
You know, I would say quite a bit. I'd say quite a bit. You know, but that was the first game, so there's probably other teams in the country that can say the same thing. But just for us, I would say it's fair to say we're quite a bit better.
Gus, Red on Sunday said that there's a lot of similarities when you look at, you know, Arkansas and Auburn on tape philosophically, what you want to do, being physical on both sides of the ball. You may want to get to point A to point B differently, but what you guys pride themselves on is pretty similar. Have you seen that since you've gone in the league, or?
You know, I mean, if you look back probably the last 4 years, I mean, both teams, you know, run the football, committed to run the football, and, you know, both teams, you know, like to play physical. If you run the football, I mean, you got to play physical ball. That's probably the biggest thing that, you know, you look at both programs.
The first 3 games, you guys are dead last in the country, negative plays.
Yeah.
Last 3 games, I think you would probably rank 3rd or 4th in the entire SEC.
Yeah.
What's been the change, the difference there? Is it more inside zone?
You know, it's kind of like just when you focus on something. That was one of the things we focused on. We were having too many negative plays, and there's a lot of variables that combine into having negative plays, and so that's really a tribute to the offensive staff. They just looked at it, and they looked at the areas that we needed to improve, and we're proud of our players for making that change too, and being able to execute better at certain things.
How do you handle the offensive line this week, considering what you've been able to do with Darius James, the line of the last 2 weeks, and now that Dan Pierce?
Yeah, we'll get that all figured out here this week, but the good thing, like I said before, is we got 6 guys that have actually, started in an SEC game and won. So I think that's a really good thing as far as depth-wise is concerned. But we'll make that call, later in the week.
How has Darius James performed as a starter so far?
We've been pleased with him. He's tried to be physical. His competitive side has came out, and thought he's been pretty sufficient, for the first time starting, especially in our league.
What have you seen from Austin Allen? Is he like his brother at all? Are there similarities there?
I think there's some similarities. They're both very tough individuals. You can tell they're coaches' sons. I mean, they're just they know what they're doing. I think they're well coached, and like I said, I've been real impressed with the guy this year. I mean, he's making some really good plays. He's shown a lot of toughness. He's been very impressive.
But you're just talking about the inability or difficulty in getting explosive plays against their defense. The defense ranks pretty poorly in big plays allowed in 20+, 40+. They're near the bottom of the country. I know they just played Ole Miss, and that was a pretty explosive game, but there are things that you saw from that maybe allows for big plays as well?
Well, the thing about it, you have to earn it. Very rarely do you see people running free, especially over the top of their coverage, and they do a good job of keeping things in front of them. So you got to earn it. Is kind of what I was saying.
Last year when you played Arkansas, drops were a pretty big problem for the receivers.
Yeah.
Haven't had that many last couple of games, especially. How's that improvement helped, the passing game as a whole?
Yeah, we did. We dropped quite a few balls, last year, and you have to execute, and that's been a big focus. Our receivers, even though we got a bunch of young green guys, they've done a solid job as far as that's concerned. We got to continue to catch the ball, and that's always something you keep working towards.
Anything else for Coach?
Coach, you have a lot of connections in the state of Arkansas, obviously. One of your former pupils and quarterbacks when you were in high school is now Hugh at Trustville. What do you remember about Josh Floyd and what has made him a successful coach there?
Yeah, I mean, Josh Floyd was like a coach on the field at the time. He's a great competitor, great quarterback in his own right. It doesn't surprise me at all that he's doing extremely well in the coaching profession. When he was in Arkansas, he won multiple state championships, and so now it looks like he's starting to settle in. He's doing a great job.